Hang Seng is around 190 points higher, so looking like a good start there. Kospi is the index which is doing really well this morning, so we have it almost 3% higher right now.
There's 7 lakh crore of excess liquidity, so taking away 2 lakh crore is still going to mean there is excess, but it is a signal.
Bank Nifty is the one to watch out for. It's making a bit of a heavy meal of its all-time high of about 32,600 thereabout.
Over a multi-year horizon across a full cycle, we believe that these margin levels are very sustainable.
14,435, but I should be reading the grand old index. Sensex 49,100 plus.
The commodity cycle is going pretty strong, and there does seem some room for upside for the stocks based on the valuation.
If at any given point of time liquidity disappears or vanishes, that will also have a negative bearing.
There is not going to be any legacy-related NPL provisioning which banks need to make.
Emphatically, demand is back. More so in affordable space.
The Nifty is up 85 points, 14,433.
I do not think that there'll be withdrawal of a lot of these stimulus which is in play right now.
Market is doing absolutely fine. We're up 114 points.
114 it is even now, 14,461 on the Nifty, but it's been really a story of two indices. The Nifty IT index, which at current count is up 11% for this month, and the Bank Nifty, which has once again underperformed, down about 150 points. Of course, there's been a couple of auto stocks here and there which have done well. So the net sum is that we are still up about 115 points, but not been able to add much from the morning gap up. But then this has been a market which has rewarded you if you have carried your positions and not looked at intraday movements. But let's see what the last hour brings for us. Surabhi, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anuj. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of different trends playing out in this market, right? I mean, you've got Reliance on one hand, which continues with struggle. It's 1900 now on RL now. Bank Nifty is underperforming, though HDFC Bank is up and about in today's trading action. And then, as you mentioned, there is this big wave in IT. So what do you make of it? Also, the context that today is not a good day for mid-caps. Today is more of a frontline day.
I think, Surabhi, I've become a bit cautious on the market for the last 2 days because, I'm just not liking what's happening on the screen. After a long time, that is. I've been saying it's just way too much exuberance. Now, if you see today, for example, this is more than a 100-point move, but it's very narrow move. It's only IT and autos. And, as I said, IT index is up 11% this month. So there's been clearly a, very strong bipolar nature that this market all of a sudden has got itself into. Now, it's done that in the past and has once again, managed to resolve itself on the upside in terms of market broadening. But just, looking at the mid caps, as I said, after, almost 500 stocks at 52-week highs, today's the first day we've seen some profit taking. I think the couple of internals which I'm looking at very closely. First is that the India Volatility Index, or the India VIX, is up nearly 10% today. It's, on a day when the Nifty is up 100 points, India VIX should not be up 10%, but it is. So is there some protection being bought? I think I've heard about some really smart investors, for example, buying the January puts. So is that some kind of an indication? I don't know. Also, if you see globally, there are two things which have happened today. One is the dollar index is above 90 and is sustaining above 90. There's a bit of mayhem in cryptocurrencies. I know mayhem sounds very strong considering the kind of run that you have had. But, there's this bit of an unraveling happening in that market. And I think that perhaps could give us some cues going forward. Having said that, there's absolutely no doubt that bulls are still winning this battle, at least as far as the Nifty is concerned. You could argue about the Bank Nifty, but on the Nifty, the fact is that the bulls are winning this battle and 14,500 is almost here now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been gravity defying. It's been 100 points day in and day out with absolutely no sign of stopping. By the way, the point that Anuj made on, taking a look at the global backdrop and very important cues from the dollar index, just generally a sense of caution in an overheated cryptocurrency market. Look at equities as well, because that caution is playing out across European markets as we speak. You've got largely red on the screen over there. That's the DXY for you. And futures also. slightly cautious. We're talking about a 200-point drop right now on the Dow. So it's sort of a fairly cautious backdrop against which we get into our last 1 hour. So let's tell you what's lined up on the show today. The Nifty and the Sensex are still very much trading near those fresh record highs, but mid-caps and banks have seen some profit taking. So there's a layer of caution in the overall trend today. IT stocks continue their big surge after TCS positively surprises on the upside with its Q3 numbers. We will, of course, track the valuation picture and the moves of the stock. In fact, the entire sector, really, what do you do with IT? Can you still play it? That's the big question. GNA Axle surges in trade post a strong Q3 show due to the recovery in the commercial vehicle market. We get you a fine print on the show. And speaking of autos, FADA data has come out for the month of December, and auto retail registrations are actually positive for the first time in the current financial year. So we'll get you those trends as well. Are there more legs to this market rally, or have we sort of outlived our welcome considering the huge run-up? Dinshaw Irani, CIO at Helios India, a long-time India watcher, gives us his view. He's our alpha manager on the show today.
Okay, how should you position yourself in this last hour of trade? First up, Mitesh Thakkar is joining us now. Mitesh, good afternoon. Another strong day for the Nifty, and since that 14,250, it's now climbed another 200 points. But what next? How would you trade the index, and what would be your stock calls?
Yeah, around these levels, once the 14,250 pivot was crossed on Friday, we were looking at 14,500 as the possible target. We are practically there. So just trail your stop loss to about 14,435 and hold. The worry, I think, still remains one, Reliance to a certain extent, and Bank Nifty. I think these are two things which are not really participating. So we are looking at taking some profits on long stocks position, maybe explore one or two short randomly here and there, look at which charts are weak and possibly could give a pullback or a decline. But otherwise, the trend remains healthy, and I think as long as the Nifty index does not start breaking below levels of around 14,200, 14,150, I think the medium term or the immediate trend will remain on the upside. So trading is more long bias, but yeah, one or two random short positions have been explored, and some tightening of stop losses has happened. Having said that, I think the calls that I have right now, one buy and one sell right now. I have a buy on, sorry, just a minute. Dabur with a stop at 539 for targets of 560, and sell on Kotak Bank with a stop at 1960 for targets of 1900.
Okay, got that, Mitesh. Thanks for the calls. We'll come back to you. Lots of questions coming your way. Well, as we told you, of course, the sector in focus today has to be what else but IT, and stocks have been surging. Now, you can't complain. Why not? Because TCS came in and was blowing past expectations, positive surprises, and perhaps the strongest show in many quarters. So we have Reema joining in now on the valuation picture. We all know that valuations are trending higher above the medium-term averages. So let's go across to her for a more clearer outlook. Reema?
Thanks so much for that. Yes, IT stocks are surging. For one, it's a material beat on all counts, on revenues, margins and profitability. And this is for the second consecutive quarter. And not just that, the management commentary and the guidance about a double-digit growth this year has also gone down pretty well. But as you said, it's not just TCS. The entire sector is on fire, and numbers will be out later this week. Infosys as well as Wipro on Wednesday, and HCL Technology will be on Friday. And across the board, stocks have done well. In the last 1 year, Infosys has clearly been in the pole position with an up move of 86%, and valuations are much higher than historical levels. Let me start with TCS because that is the most richly valued stock in the frontline pack, 30 times versus historical levels of 24, 25 times. Infosys is at 27 times versus historical levels of 19, 20 times. So we are talking about valuations which are nearly 2 standard deviations above its historical average levels. I just want to put the spotlight on Infi versus TCS because that's where the comparisons are often drawn. TCS is still trading at a 10% premium to Infosys, and this is despite Infosys outperforming TCS in the last 1 year, and this is also despite Infosys reporting higher than TCS growth in the last quarter in FY20 and expected to do so in FY21 as well as in FY22. But it's the TCS performance, the management commentary, which has fired up the entire sector. So let's listen in to the captain.
The momentum that we see in our industry, it is not very appropriate to look and talk about specific numbers too far ahead. But the momentum is very strong. And especially it is coming from the sustained investments that we have made to position ourselves as the preferred growth and transformation partner for our customers as they go through this significant upcycle in technology-led transformation. And that is what gives us confidence. And how it plays out over a 2-year period and all, we'll have to wait and see. It's a factor of growth, but even more than growth, of relative competitiveness. And that has been the reason we have been very confident about our margin strategy over multiple cycles. We have emphasized this again and again, that we believe that over a multi-year horizon across a full cycle, we believe that these margin levels are very sustainable because of the investments we have made to significantly increase our relative competitiveness.
Okay, that was TCS. By the way, we should just look at Tata Motors once again. I don't know if it's going to get there, but it's almost headed towards the temporary freeze. 9% move on Tata Motors once again today, 216. Just pull out a slightly longer chart on Tata Motors. So we will remember we were discussing this on the day when that whole UK trade had reversed. That perhaps Tata Motors could be one of the biggest to play out. From that 170 odd, it's just not looked back at all. Of course, there was that Brexit news after that. That also helped, and that stock right now just not stopping at all. 217 right now on that stock. Mitesh, any quick chart check on Tata Motors on what could be the next levels to watch out for?
So, Anuj, the stock has been in a very, very strong uptrend, and we have had some recommendations here earlier as well. But today's breakout seems to be some kind of, a euphoric breakout which happens on the charts when the stock enjoys very strong momentum, and this could lead to further 10% kind of an upside. I'm looking at 235, 240 zone as the target area. And if somebody wants to trade it now, I think you'll have to be slightly taking that risk and keep a stop at about 209.
About 170 odds to 216 vertical move. And that's been the story of the last 1.5 odd months. So we'll take a break on that note. Come back on the other side. Now, GNA Axles is also a stock in focus. Company came out with good numbers and the stock has been on a tear. We'll get you all the analysis. We also get chatting with our Alpha manager on the show today, Dinshaw Irani, Chief Investment Officer at Helios India, coming up in just a moment.